Now in Nigeria, one of the highlights of the immediate past week was the nullification of the declaration of Abba Yusuf as the governor of Kano State, that's in the north, by that state's governorship and State House of Assembly Tribunal. It was a ruling that has since then set the historic city of Kano on edge. The sacked governor's political party, the New Nigeria People's Party, has been crying wolf and continues to make the point that members of the tribunal failed to consider the salient points of their submission before passing judgment. Abubakar Yesufu is a lawyer and former spokesperson for NNPP's Presidential Campaign Committee. He joins us now to look at the grounds upon which the tribunal said it disqualified the Kano governor. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you so much.
Very good. So, we'd like you to walk us through how the tribunal arrived at this decision at the expense of the NNPP.
Well, let me once again thank you for having me here. Yeah. The tripod stand the tribunal considered and which was actually put forward by the petitioner is APC. It was APC alone because Gawuna, as it were, had earlier on congratulated the governor of Kano State that it was a clear and fair win. But when he was pressured by forces beyond his control, he decided to throw in the towel in obedience. Firstly, they based their application on the issue of not being a member of the NNPP, which was a very weak wicket, because you would agree with that even the last presidential election tribunal result, that is Obi/Atiku versus APC, the court was unanimous that the issue of being a member of a political party is an intra-party affair. So it was a weak wicket. The second one was the issue of overvoting in quote, or unauthenticated voting, so to say. The tribunal sustained that as the ground to annul the election. They said about 165,000 votes from a particular local government was not authenticated, does not carry the signature or the authenticity of the INEC officials. Suffice it to say that even the same tribunal, presidential tribunal, has laid this to rest by saying that shouldn't be the intention of any petitioner. That once the results are collated in presence of agents, it stands good for all times. With your permission, if you look at the Electoral Act, Section 63(2), it states, I'll be very brief.
Good.
If the returning officer is satisfied that a ballot paper which does not bear the official mark was from a book of ballot papers which was furnished to the presiding officer of the polling unit in which the vote was cast for use at the election in question, he or she shall, notwithstanding the absence of the official mark, count that ballot paper. So this Electoral Act, you discover that the tribunal, as it were, went against this result. That once the polling officer has authenticated a result, whether it carries the mark or not, it sounds good for all times. The question you probably will ask yourself is that where were the polling agents of APC when this enumeration took place? Secondly, why didn't they do the same tallying for other political parties? So we have sat, I was online for about 1 hour yesterday with my godfather, Abubakar, and we discovered that there are about 4 more judgments. Court of Appeal, Supreme Court, the Court of the People, and indeed the Court of God. So we believe that it will not stand the test of time. And like you know, since this is in radical conflict with the Electoral Act, it is going to suffer the violent hammer of dismissal, either in the Court of Appeal or in the Supreme Court.
Let me see, Yesufu. Let me draw your attention to this. Let's talk about party politics at the moment.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where you stand on this particular issue. Yeah. I'd like to get your own personal opinion and then reflect the party's opinion towards it, because there are talks that this particular judgment was heavily influenced by Rabiu Kwankwaso, a party stalwart, that he literally sold out the NNPP for a ministerial slot. Clearly, of course, Rabi Kwankwaso didn't get any ministerial slot. So it beats my imagination where that is coming from. But they said he sold out the NNPP to the APC. And that is why Yusuf Abba finds himself in this conundrum.
Well,
is that statement true?
Yeah, I would say that assertion is nothing but, quote, again, sublime piece of mysticism on a high sounding nothing, unquote. You discover that, people do not really appreciate Dr. Musa Rabi Kwankwaso because he doesn't talk much. Like I said here the other day, he's a very measured person. The mere fact that he dialogued with some people outside his political party, does not mean that he sold out. Perhaps you also will say that Atiku sold out, that was why he lost his bid. And Obi also sold out, that's why he lost his bid. Let me also remind you that since the election, Obi of the Labour Party has paid Kwankwaso a visit. Atiku has also paid Kwankwaso a visit. Our door is open to all and sundry. In as much as we want to take the leadership of the country, it is not a do or die affair.
No, but it's been established that sections within the party are not clearly happy with Rabi Kwankwaso. There were times, or there were talks about even kicking him out of the party.
Well, in any political spectrum or group, you have this type of dissension. You will discover that even in the Labour Party, there is a Papa who is a dagger drums with Abude. I wonder why you are not giving that type of the dissension or disagreement, this type of prominence you are giving it. In any case, these deviants that were hitherto expelled from the party because of their rebellious attitude, I am personally appealing to the powers that be that they should consider, readmitting them if they are very sober. Because you discover that after this court case, we have all united in one big voice.
Kwankwaso has nothing to do with what
No.
happened
The NWC that first of all suspended the deviants and the dissident group for expelling them. Kwankwaso was not even there. Kwankwaso is even subject to the decision. Someone like Abubakar, we discovered that throughout 8 years of Buhari's reign, he was a dagger drums with Buhari, even though they were best of friends. These are the type of people that are in the NNPP. And we are not ready to turn around. And you cannot buy anybody in NNPP. The truth is that when you meet the president of a country, what comes to mind is that you must have given you money. But people don't know Dr. Musa Rabi Kwankwaso. He combines the charisma of Abubakar Tafawa Balewa and the mien of even Aminu Kano. Even he doesn't agree on these virtues. Because I remember when I met him 3 days ago, I said, people say you are a reincarnation of Aminu Kano. He merely laughed. I went to this library and gave me a book. I read the book, I'm still reading it. It's on Father Damien. He said he believes, strongly along the Father Damien school of thought. For avoidance of doubt, if you are less busy, look at Father Damien of the leper colony of Kuala Lumpur. He said, for you to aspire to lead the people conscientiously and to have that infectious relationship, you must learn to sleep with the people, dream their dreams, eat their food. He's a scholar, he's a follower of Father Damien, even though he has his eyes on the ethics and politics of Aminu Kano.
All right, if I may come in, still on the tribunal's output, there were claims ballot papers in NNPC's favor were certified by INEC but were neither signed, stamped, nor dated, hence deemed invalid. What are your thoughts on the revelation or the possibility of that even happening?
Yes, I've just answered that question better put. That once the ballot papers, they have been certified in the presence of polling agents of rival parties, in the presence of an accredited INEC official, the courts do not have the power to interfere into the validity of same. Then you may want to ask, now what about the other parties, VIS, APC, and PDP? Why did they do the same scrutiny? So, it was just like giving the dog a bad name And what really happened was that, Gunduje was in quest of getting a trophy to show to Mr. President. Because since she was anointed or commemorated the chairman of the party, he became a general without an army. So he was in quest of getting a laurel to show to Mr. President. And let me use this platform to advise the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that he shouldn't take that he shouldn't take that poison chalice, because that is a Trojan horse. Because Kano State can never be the gift he will show to the President. Right. So advise the President so that at least we get the issue of Omoborio, what happened to Omoborio, who was supposed to have won the election in Ondo State, but he could not rule.
As you try to wrap it up quickly, I would like to get your opinion as a lawyer.
Yeah.
A lot of people, there seem to be an affront against the tribunal, because a lot of people have brought out technicalities. A lot of people have brought out, they have cited the Electoral Act and almost hung the tribunal to dry, because they've made valid points where the tribunal has actually erred. Looking at this, in your own opinion, how would you rate the outcome of the tribunal, not on the presidential front, but in regards to the states? Because there are divergent opinions, and everyone seems to be coming out with sound backing based on the Electoral Act for these opinions.
I'm not just a member of the NNPP, I'm also the Chairman League of Patriotic Lawyers. And I must say that I'm a bit scandalized. I agree, so to say, with I respect the opinion of the tribunal, but I disagree with them on the issue of justice. As a matter of fact, I was in Kano when this decision was given. And I was with my mentor, Abubakar, and when we looked out of the window, we saw some pocket of resistance and campaigns and all that. And I found favor in the Bible, even though I'm not a Christian, when Abubakar Hosea said, quote, "Truth is slain in the streets." He didn't say Kano. "Justice standeth afar off, even equity cannot enter," unquote. So I believe that our decision, this thing is evil, is going to be set aside if we are going to respect, the judiciary.
All right, on that note, we'd like to thank you very much, Abubakar Yesufu, a lawyer and of course former spokesman and in PPPCC. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.